Am I in focus? Hopefully I am in focus, because that would be super duper helpful if I was. So hopefully I am. Hello, welcome to another video. I'm filming this on the 1st of December, which means Christmas tree. Happy holidays! Today I'm going to be doing the Avengers Book Tag. I was tagged by Bexham Books. I will leave the link to her video down in the description, so go and check that out. She's super cool, she's really lovely, I love her videos, so you should definitely go and check her out if you haven't already. And I was really happy that she tagged me in this because I love the Avengers and I love books, so Avengers Book Tag seems like something fun to do. There are 7 questions on this tag, and without further rambling, I'm going to get into them. Okay, so question 1 is Iron Man, a book that made you laugh out loud. I could have picked from a lot of books for this one because I laugh at anything in a book. If I'm into it, I will laugh out loud at anything that's even slightly funny. But for this, I am going with A Court of Mist and Fury because some of the things that Reese said and did just made me really laugh. Even some of the bits that were a bit like cute but funny also made me laugh, so this one. Really. Also, it gave me a lot of other feels, but you probably know all about them. But yeah, this really did make me giggle. The part where he went into her head and gave her like the underwear shop fantasy scene, that really made me laugh, especially. And most of the things he did I just found were really funny. So, question number 2. Captain America, a book that sends a positive message. There are a lot of books out there that focus on sending a positive message. A lot of them revolve around like mental health and people accepting who they are and blah 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 blah. And that's what I'm gonna go with. I'm going with It's Kind of a Funny Story by Ned Vizzini. This book is one of my all-time favourite books, and I think the message that this sends is really strong because although Craig, the main character, is going through a really hard time and he does consider suicide and he does get admitted into hospital. Although Craig is going through a really tough time and he does consider suicide and he does end up in hospital, the message at the end of this book about how he's not fixed but he's working on it and he knows how to work on it now. I think that's a really positive message because it's not just saying that, you know, everything will be fixed and all your problems will go away, but it's encouraging that if things aren't okay, you can work on it and make things better. And it's a slow process, and I think that's a realistic positive message, and I really enjoy this book. Question number 3, Thor, a book with a character whose strength you admire. For that one, I'm gonna go with Katie from Illuminae, because I think Katie is a really strong character. There is a point in this book where she genuinely believes that she has lost everyone and everything and there is nothing left for her. She knows that her mum has already died. She's under the impression that her dad is dead and she's just been told that her boyfriend is dead as well, and in that situation she acts so selflessly and absolutely sacrifices herself to save whoever she can at this point, and I think that is a real show of strength from her. Question number 4, Black Widow, a book with a kick-ass female character. For that one, I could well go with Katie again because she is a kick-ass female character, but I don't just want to talk about the same book twice. So for that one, I'm going with The Power of 6, which is the 2nd book in the I Am Number 4 Lorien Legacies series. This is because 6 is a kick-ass character. She shows up out of absolutely nowhere and she is just on the ball, knows what's going on. She can fight for her life. She shows some incredible power and just puts everyone else to shame, really. She's wonderful. I mean, there are points in it where the power kind of goes to her head a little bit and she kind of acts as if she knows she's better than other people, but she, at this point in the book, she is the strongest out of them and she knows how to use her powers, so. And I really need to give this series a reread because I haven't read the most recent book and I need to, so I need to reread these at some point sometime soon. Question number 5, Hulk, a book that made you angry. I don't have the book that I'm going to talk about because I got rid of it. I threw it away. I disposed of it as soon as I possibly could because I hated it so much. And that is 13 Reasons Why by J. Asher. I cannot stand that book. Ugh. Don't, like, come at me with pitchforks and stuff if you do like it, because I know that some people really do like it and think that it sends a really strong message. And I understand why you might think that, but I just don't get it. Ugh. If you don't know what it's about, pretty much it's about a girl who kills herself and sends out, before she dies, obviously she doesn't do it in the afterlife, before she kills herself she sends out 13 tapes of the 13 reasons why she killed herself, and then kills herself, and people start receiving these tapes. And I just think, I don't know if I'm thinking about it too realistically and stuff, but I don't think it's necessary. I don't think any of it's necessary. And the reasons that she gave, don't get me wrong, I completely understand that, you know, her reasons had piled up and it had become unbearable for her and she couldn't live with it and she was being bullied and whatever. But the reasons were just so petty. And I understand how these small things might not affect other people, but to some people they can have a massive effect. And I don't know if it's just the way that my mind is wired, but her reasons for killing herself, to me, it just wasn't enough. I didn't get any emotion from that book. Every time I heard the girl's, I can't even remember her name, but every time I heard the girl's voice on the tape, I was just thinking, oh, shut up. It's a touchy subject, because I know that so many people can be affected differently by different things, but for me, that book was just an absolute pass, and everything about it just made my insides squirm. And I'm sorry if you like it and if you think that the message is really strong or whatever, but I can't stand that book. Number 6, Hawkeye, an underrated book that you think more people should pay attention to. If this isn't the first video of mine that you're watching, you will know that whenever someone says underrated book, I say Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer, or any part of the Southern Reach trilogy by Jeff Vandermeer. And I think I've kind of overused that now. If you've watched my other videos and it's still, at this point, you still don't believe me that you need to read Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer, you are strange. And there's no point me telling you again. So, instead, I'm going to say Huntress by Melinda Lowe. This is quite old now, I don't know when this actually came out, but I read this a few years ago and really, really enjoyed it, and I have never come across anyone else that's read it. I don't know anyone that's read this book. If you've read this book, please say something, because I don't know anyone that has, and I would like to, because I did really enjoy this when I read it. And before I started filming this, I had a little flick through, and I miss it. I want to read it again. I really, really enjoyed it. And going back to the kick-ass female characters, there's a few of those in here, and I think this is a really strong book. It's full of, you know, your magic and fantasy elements. You've got the strong female characters. You've, as the name might suggest, Huntress. There's some violent aspects in there as well, and I really like it. The final question is a bonus question, and it's Loki, a book with a twist or surprise that tricked you. And I know I just said that for an underrated book I wouldn't talk about the Southern Reach trilogy, but for a twist or a surprise that tricked me, I'm gonna go with Authority by Jeff Vandermeer, which is the second book in the Southern Reach trilogy, and this is where the plot twist comes out and all of those horrible questions that you're asking yourself in the first question are answered and then not answered, and then there are more questions and it gets really confusing, and you learn something that makes the first book make sense, but it's twisty and turny and weird, and definitely gave me some answers that I wasn't expecting. I love this trilogy so much, if you didn't already know that. Also, all of my copies are signed. I met Jeff in London and he signed all of my copies, and actually gave me a US copy as well that he signed, because I bumped into him in Waterstones. It wasn't actually our signing. I always do these tag videos and never actually tag anyone, so today what I'm going to do for a change is actually tag some people to take part in this But as always, if you're watching this and you're not tagged and you want to do it, then please do consider yourself tagged as well, because, you know, if you want to do it, you do it. That's up to you. But the people that I am going to tag to do this are It's a Bookish Thing 13, A Little Bit of Books, Sarah Jane Reads, and Meg Talks Life. I will leave the links to their channels down in the description as well. I am going to leave it at that for today. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, chat to me down in the comments, and if you fancy subscribing, I am always eternally grateful for that. And I will see you next time. Bye!